Hi, first grade. I hope everybody is having a great day so far. All right, new text. I'm excited. How about you? All right, this week we are starting a new text and it's called My Librarian is a Camel: How Books Are Brought to Children Around the World. So today we are going to do what we normally do when we first start reading and looking at a book. Anybody remember what that is? We do two things. We notice, that's right. And we also wonder, excellent. So we're going to preview this book, meaning we're going to not read the whole thing. You're going to see that it's a little different than some of the other books that we've read so far. So we will preview it, share some things that we notice, and then you're going to get to share a question or questions that you had. And we're going to try out using Flipgrid this time so that your classmates can also hear the things that you wondered about the text. All right, so I am ready to jump in. All right, I know it's a little small here on the screen, but our pizza questions, right? What do we notice about that full size pizza question? How do books change life for people around the world? Yeah, it's the same. We are still working on answering that big, full piece, full pizza, not just piece, the full pizza question of how do books change life for people around the world. We started to answer that with Tomas, we started to answer that with Anna, and we're going to keep working on that. Our next question, the focus question is, how do people around the world get books? So we're going to use this text, My Librarian is a Camel, to help us answer that question over the next several lessons. And then specifically today, our what we call our content framing question, or our one bite of pizza question, is, what do I notice and wonder about My Librarian is a Camel? So just like we do for each of the books that we've started, today is our time to notice and wonder. So just to refresh our memory, when we notice, we pay attention to things that kind of catch our attention, and we just share things that we notice. And good readers pay attention for things in the story or the text that they think will help them understand what is going on in the story. You know, it's there. We'll keep talking about that, but we try to focus on noticing things that we think would help us as a reader better understand the story. And then when we wonder, how many of you remember the wonder wheel, right? The wheel with all of the question words. And when we wonder, we think of questions that we have. Usually the questions come from, at least for me, come from the things that I notice. So I'll notice something, and then me noticing something will lead me to think of something that I also have a question about. And then that altogether helps me better understand what I read. So today we want to focus on using who, where, and why questions, asking those types of questions. And just a quick review, who questions, if you ask a who question, it's trying to find out more information about the people in a text. If you ask where questions, those are questions about the location of something, or where something is taking place. And why questions help us to think about and wonder about the cause or the reason for something happening. I really like why questions. They really get me to think. I like all of them, but why questions really get me thinking about why something happens, the cause or the reason. All right, so your job right now is to sit back, enjoy, relax. We are not going to read this book cover to cover. I'm going to kind of flip through it, see what you notice. I'm going to share some things that I notice, and then you will share a question that you have about this book after this learning video. All right, so my librarian is a camel: how books are brought to children around the world. I'm going to actually slide this here like this so we have a little bit better of a view of the book. All right, so flip through. All right, so I notice it starts with a map and all sorts of different places are marked on the map. So I wonder and notice I see a lot of different places here. Some of them are familiar to me, some of them maybe not familiar. Okay, I see an introduction. We'll read this a little more closely later on. Okay, so I see a big heading, Australia. I see some pictures, a big truck. I see the word library there. All right, so we're noticing, we're wondering. I see another map and a flag. And I notice that these look like real pictures, real photographs. Someone didn't draw these. Did anybody else notice that? Okay, I see another heading here like the last one, Azerbaijan. We see again real photographs. I notice that they have books. Let's see, another map. So just on looking at these first couple of pages, what do you notice is different about this text compared to the last two stories that we've read? What do you think? I notice that there are these, like, it seems like separate parts, right? I see a name of a country here. I see the name of a country here. I saw a map. I see real photographs. They're not drawings. It doesn't look like there's a main character, right? Like there was in the last story. I see a lot of people in these pictures. I'm thinking and wondering and noticing that this seems to be what we would call a non-fiction text. The last two books that we read were stories. They were made up stories with characters, and there was a setting and a problem and a resolution. And while they were based on real people, the story itself was a made up story. Where this looks like the type of text that is telling real information, real facts. Okay, so here I see now this says Canada. We see a real photograph. Okay, that map again. And I see people with books at the table. They're out here outside. Sorry about that. And now I see England, and I notice a gentleman has books in what looks like a wheelbarrow in the beach. I wonder what is going on there. And I notice here that a woman is reading to a donkey. I wonder what that's about. And this person is on the beach holding books. Okay, and I this is like the second or third like vehicle, truck or van that I've noticed. Okay, well, now I see a boat, and I see another country named Finland. And again, I still see people with books, and I see kids there, and that map again, and another country, another boat. So now I'm seeing boats. I've noticed those vehicles, trucks, vans, other boats. Still see these maps, and again, real photographs. Okay, Kenya. Oh, I see camels, and it looks like I notice they're carrying something. There's something up on the camel, and I know that the book is called My Librarian is a Camel, so I wonder what that's about. Again, I still see people with books and the map again and real photographs, and there's the camels again. I see another country. Looks like we have more animals, more books. I see a tent there and another vehicle. All right. Still flipping through the map. They're reading. Okay, I see Pakistan. Oh, I see a lot of books here. I notice there's a lot of books and another vehicle. So I'm seeing a lot of vehicles, boats, and animals, plus a lot of books. Okay, more books. Okay, more people also holding books. More books with children. Okay, another name of a country, Peru. And books again. And I see a wheel. I notice a wheel there. And here are another, it's a donkey. Thailand. Oh, and this one I noticed there's elephants and they're carrying something. Right, and I see more donkeys. Another country name, Zimbabwe, and more children, and there's books behind. I see the map here, the flag. So I noticed a lot of things about this text, and now those things that I've noticed are helping me to think about some questions that I have. You know, what were the donkeys doing? Why was the woman reading to the donkey in that one picture? Why was he walking through the beach with a wheelbarrow? I have a lot of questions about, you know, what is happening and, you know, who the people are and, you know, why we're seeing all the vehicles and the boats and the animals. So I hope that looking through this book has helped you to come up with some questions that you have. So let's just take a quick look at what we're going to do next. All right, so you can feel free to pause the video, go back through and look at the text, but I actually am also going to give you a link that you should be able to open up your own copy of this text on your iPad. So I know you don't have the copy of this text at home. We actually don't have it at school either. I just have one teacher copy of it. And even last year, we looked at the book on our iPad. So when you come into Seesaw, which you would have already been in to look at this video that you're watching right now, you'll be in your activities, of course, and you will find the My Librarian is a Camel. If you click on this link right here, that will be the copy of the My Librarian is a Camel, like the one that we just looked at. So you should be able to scroll through. It's going to open up in a new page and take you away from Seesaw, but that's okay. You can always just hit your home button and come back to Seesaw, you know, in between. But that should allow you to open and flip through the pages of the book. If you have any trouble with that, as always, just let me know. And then once you've had a chance to look through or maybe pause on the video and look at some certain pages, then we're going to go ahead and go to a Flipgrid by tapping on the link here like you did last time. And you can record a video of yourself sharing a question or questions that you have about this new text, My Librarian is a Camel. So if you click right from the link in Seesaw, it should take you directly to the question on Flipgrid about My Librarian is a Camel. If you use the app Flipgrid, I can put the code to get into this specific question. There's two ways to access Flipgrids, using this link right from Seesaw or putting in a code for the specific question. So whichever way works better for you, I can share that. But you'll record yourself just like you've been doing with the deserted island question and your pet peeve question. This time, though, you can share a question that you have about this new text. And I can't wait to read a little bit more, look at some pages more closely with you and talk a little bit more about what this text is all about. All right, I can't wait to hear what you think and what your questions are, and I'll talk to you soon.